The Hunter of Hunters come from a far-off land, as you can tell from Eileen's foreign accent.
Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
And they dress as crows to suggest sky burial. They have their own religious beliefs, suggesting that by giving a virtuous funeral akin to their native customs, rather than the Yharnam, slam them in the casket, done, or nowadays, a burn them to the ground type of funeral, they are freeing their past deceased and hopefully sending them—
when will she stop dancing? When will it stop?
Off to the sky so they can find their own hunter's dream. In other words, I'll just say it, helping them get to heaven.
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're a little different from the beasts themselves.
What I find most interesting is what is made up of their masks. Apparently the beak is made up of incense, and we heard how incense works from the Dweller.
The incense wards off the beasts.
In involving yourself with the beasts, you become subjected to the scourge and contaminated blood. The incense in their masks seem to be that extra layer of protection to keep them from going mad or turning into beasts themselves. That's smart! Why hasn't anyone else thought of that? On the other hand, Djura is the defender of Old Yharnam. When you first encounter him and his message, he makes it pretty clear.
You there? Hunter! Didn't you see the warning? Turn back at once. Old Yharnam, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those alive. Turn back. Or the hunter will face the hunt.
Of course, no one is going to turn back. What's the fun in that?
Well, well. How did you get in here? It's no matter. What brings you to Old Yharnam? I've no interest in matters further up. But you must not disturb this place. The beasts do not venture above, and mean no harm to anyone. If you still insist on hunting them, then I will hunt you first. You understand me?
Old Yharnam was overridden with beasts due to the scourge and burnt to the ground.
It was burned and abandoned for fear of the scourge.
Likely not even a week before you arrive. But Djura stuck around. Why? Just take a quick look at his armor and you will see. Djura felt defeated by the state of Old Yharnam and renounced his hunter's vows. What that means is Djura was a hunter like you, but was terminated in a less honorable way as you were in the good ending of the game. But I don't know what can be honorable about getting your head sliced off. This is first evident in what he says when he kills you.
I should think you still have dreams. Well, the next time you dream, give some thought.
He knows about the hunter's dream and doesn't dream himself anymore.
I no longer dream, but I was once a hunter too. There's nothing more horrific than a hunt.
Instead, he has taken it upon himself to defend Old Yharnam. But what's his motivation and why? Well, any zombie movie fanatic should know, and this has happened in The Walking Dead so many times, it should be pretty clear.
In case you fail to realize, the things you hunt, they're not beasts. They're people. One day you will see.
He thinks there's still hope to save them. He sees them as people, not beasts. And you, as well as many other hunters, are just heartless murderers.
It's you. You're the beast.
In a way, you feel sympathetic towards Djura and his motive, despite gunning you down earlier. That probably won't stop you from killing him, though.
Is it the blood, or are you just raving? When the frail of heart join the fray, the hunt.
Djura isn't a hunter of hunters in the same sense of Eileen, who is part of a covenant that is sworn to admonish people like Djura. Hunters that lost all their sensibilities and have broken their hunter's pledge. If only Eileen knew about this guy.
Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward. Henryk, an old hunter, has gone mad. and he's my mark.
Henryk is an old and apparently really old partner of Father Gascoigne. Somehow their partnership led to Henryk's tragically long life. Perhaps it was because of that partnership that kept him from finding pale blood to transcend the hunt, keeping him in the hunter's dream for a good long time. Henryk, judging from where he ambushes you in the Tomb of Odin, and the fact that he's trying to go after you first, is probably trying to get revenge for the death of Gascoigne. He doesn't speak a word, but it's safe to say he probably hasn't gotten mad as Eileen interprets it, but has vowed revenge upon whoever killed his longtime partner.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all. You must have killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
The next time you encounter Eileen, things don't look so good.
Oh. Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest. Though, don't worry. I've taken blood. Enough to save an old woman. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance. What a fool I am. I'll have to tread carefully. But that thing still lies in wait. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
After defeating the nameless hunter, who was likely a vile blood judging from his attire and the rune dropped, and is so difficult that people can't seem to beat him by legitimate means.
Don't you ever listen to your elders. No matter. You did save my life. I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you.
Eileen will scold you for getting involved, but also reward you by passing down her Crow Hunter's badge. This badge is passed down from generation to generation, usually to an outsider, like in your case.
This too is hunter's work. But it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision is yours alone. Oh. My eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while. I'll be fine. Just wait.
She makes it completely optional to you before fading off to an eternal sleep. Some people like to call it death. You never see her, Henryk, or Djura ever again, but as a hunter of hunters, you are likely to see many other hunters who have long lost their way and will put them at peace. Eileen will eventually lose her way as well. If you engage her once and never talk to her again, she'll appear here instead as a hostile enemy, thinking that all hunters must die.
Few hunters can resist the intoxication of the hunt. Look at you. Just the same as all the rest. The hunters must die. The nightmare must end. Only I can stop this madness. Your blood is mine! A hunter's blood for me! Your punishment is death! Death to hunters! Enough of this terrible dream!
She loses sight of what she was supposed to be doing and goes mad, hunting even hunters who are doing the right thing. So that's all I have to say about that, but be sure to watch my previous videos to learn a little bit more about Bloodborne's history and lore.